Welcome back, fellow shenaniganders, to another video. This is a continuation of AC/DC. Got a few videos on this already, and I'm going to proceed putting together the Playfield. A couple things I want to mention first before I get started. Let's turn here. Zing! Okay, sorry about that. Let me take my fingers off the lens. Wow. What am I, a rookie? Okay, so let's zoom out here. Okay, so in the previous video, I talk about the shooter lane switch, which, as you can see, is missing the rollover actuator arm. So shout out to my buddy Mitch, who hooked a brother up with this. Oh, you know what I just thought of is I wonder if there's a left hand and a right side version of these, a lefty and a righty. But these switches have these little press-on washers on the little nubs there. And word on the street is that they are not easy to remove. Well, actually, there's mixed reviews. Some people say it's easy, some people say it's difficult. I am not going to find out because I'm just going to replace the whole switch. That is, if in fact, this is the mounting bracket is on the right side of the switch. So let's take a quick peek at that and see if we can find out. Come on. Because the old switch is here. Okay, see that? So we need... Let's grab the switch and just dry fit it. Oh, yeah. You see that? Is totally on the right side. I wonder if I got lucky or if they're just reversed on the other side. Let's see. Ah, looks like Stern just kind of went with one-sided because this would have worked on either side. Okay, that's interesting to know. Good. So yeah, just basically a couple wires on each lug. What do we got? 2 green ground wires. Is the diode on here? Oh, look at that. There's no diode on this switch. Well, I am definitely going to have to add that on. Actually, also the wiring is different, so that doesn't matter. It'll do the trick. It is exactly what I need. I just have to add a diode and swap the wiring. As you can see, here's the difference. There's a brown wire on the very left lug, 2 green wires on the middle on the one that's in the Playfield, and this is not the same. So pretty sweet to have gotten this. Thanks again, Mitch. That'll make my life a lot easier. And then shout out to my buddy Kevin. I picked up one of those like old school rifle games, Rifle Gallery, like a few months ago. It came with a couple pinball machines. I have a video on it. I don't remember the title of it, but it was like maybe called, type in, you can do a search for Road Trip, you might find it. Anyway, I decided I want the space for pinball machines rather than the Rifle Gallery gun game thingy. I just took it because it came with 3 pinball machines and it was part of the deal. So I brought it home with me, and I just realized it needs a lot of work, and I am a pinball guy and not a rifle gun gallery shooting game guy. It was a 1969 Apollo moonshot. It was pretty freaking cool looking. I would have loved to play it, but it would have needed a lot of work. Anyway, on the way to my storage unit yesterday to sell the machine to the customer, I asked my buddy Kevin if I could drop off this trough piece so he could weld it for me. I dropped it off and checked out his Data E Simpson that he's working on, and I'm going to do an update video on that soon because he just got powder coating in for that, and it's looking amazing. So search my channel for possibly the nicest strange world in existence, and you'll see what Kevin did to that machine, and you'll see what he's basically doing to this Data E Simpsons. I'll do an update on that soon. And anyway, so he said, sure. I dropped this off on the way to the storage unit to sell the Apollo moonshot. By the time I got to the storage unit, he said, done. You can pick it up on the way back. Boom and boom. Those two welds were broken, as they are on most Stern machines. And now it is good to go, which means that I can install my cleaned up apron. So I'll install this. Here's the screws for it, and then the apron can go on, and that'll basically be the start of me populating the playfield. It goes like so. So the people that bought the Apollo moonshot showed up in a SUV, and this moonshot is a friggin' huge beast with a gun on it, right? So it's got that awkward area as well. And by some fluke and miracle, we actually managed to fit it in the vehicle. I had to disconnect the gun so it could swing freely. I didn't bring a single tool with me, but fortunately, that gun is basically secured by a bracket that's held on with two wing nuts. And one wing nut was missing, and the other wing nut I was able to just reach underneath and spin off. And that freed up the gun so that it was able to get out of the way. And that was just super fortuitous. And the fact that it even fit in the vehicle was crazy. I took a quick little video of that, and I'll show you how that went. Just a quick little clip, but here you go. Didn't think it was possible, but moonshot actually fit in this SUV.
Yeah, the Dodge Journey. Yeah.
Dodge Journey.
Well, it's a 7-passenger, so maybe that's why.
Is it 7-passenger?
Yeah.
Okay.
The seats there, and then the seats back here when you lift them up.
Okay, right on. Oh, yeah.
That's why. Because a lot of Dodge Journeys are not the 7 seats, just the.
The only thing we had to do was disconnect the gun so that it wasn't protruding out as much. But look at that, tight fit, but it actually worked. That is impressive.
Did it fit in your SUV okay with the thing closed?
I brought it with a couple pinball machines in a big truck, so I didn't. I was able to stand it right up in the truck, but
I had one
yeah.
of these before I got this.
Yeah, so that was some fortuitous fitment going on there. Anyway, so what I'm going to do now is start assembling the playfield as best as I can. I looked at the manual to make sure I had enough coil stops in stock so I can rebuild these flippers, which I do, but I think I ordered 5 more anyway. Got some new screws, so there's that. Oh, and I have to give a shout out to fellow Pinsider, Pinhead, Pinball Shenanigander, Z Pinman. I posted that I needed one of these on Pinside in the AC/DC fan club for Pro fan club forum there, and I had a few different people reach out to me actually. And Z Pinman is sending me one of these with the bracket, and I believe a lightning bolt without the bracket, and a swinging bell mod. And he charged me grand total of goose egg. So thank you so much, Z Pinman. You rock. And I sent you a smallest little care package in return. A couple promo plastics and just a couple other one extra promo plastic and a couple flyers. So I don't know if you'll watch this or not, but if you do, now you know what's in the bag, but you don't know, or in the envelope, but you don't know exactly. So it's nothing special. Don't get too excited, but definitely thank you for that action. So now that I have my trough welded, my lightning bolt, my switch, the only problem I left to solve really is that the entrances to the ramps. Okay, this one was not bad. It is actually just got a crack there, but nothing too bad. But the other ramp has a chunk missing, and the other side is actually fine. So what I've learned is that on AC/DC Pro, they did not come with the metal sides, metal ramp entrance protectors. But on the premiums and LEs, they did have those metal guards. And I just kind of stumbled across a post on the AC/DC Club mentioning those guards. And so I went to Marco Pinball, and look what I found. AC/DC Pro Stern Ramp Guard Kit. So you click on that, and it is a 4-piece ramp protector set. Installed on AC/DC Premium LE models, but not on the Pro. So, two things. A, that is basically the perfect solution to my problem, short of replacing the entire ramp, which I do not want to do. And I wasn't sure what my solution was going to be until I stumbled across that post, and boom, this is it. That basically, along with touching up the playfield, pretty much solves all the problems that are left on the machine to make it look like a nice players and function well. But as you can see, it is out of stock, and I only just learned that about 5 minutes ago when I pulled this up for the video, because my buddy Corey was doing an order, and last night I said, "Dude, did you place the order yet?" He said, "Not yet, I was about to." I said, "Can you add this, please?" So he added it, and I'm guessing that I got the last one in the Marco inventory because it is now out of stock. So Corey didn't tell me that it wasn't available, so I must have got the last one. So that was pretty friggin' lucky and fortuitous as well. So AC/DC is going to turn out much better than anticipated. There's really no other kind of kinks in the armor, or whatever the saying is. Because once I got to clear coat this, that's what I'm going to do. Actually, probably the first thing, put a little clear coat over this, touch up here. Check out the last video, you'll see how nasty this area was. It was all wood. It looks better. It's not perfect, but whatever. It is better. And this was also, you know what I actually want to do is touch up that little corner there. It doesn't really blend into the yellow as well. And this little yellow piece is not blend in all that well either. So those two little yellow touch-ups I'm going to do. Then I'm going to clear over all those areas. Then I've got lightning bolt, weldment, ramp protectors, and everything is now good to go. Just going to have to wait for some parts before I can populate the whole playfield, because I need to wait for the ramp protectors. But I'll see how far I can get without having to get to the ramp portion of the playfield. Anyway, enough talking. Time to start chocking and reassemble this playfield as best as I can. I really hate when I zoom out that it shows dust. Where did the... See my dust now? If I zoom in, whoa, not that much. Then the camera doesn't pick up on the dust. But I like zooming out so I can see what the hell I'm doing. So dust it is. Okay, I just got a text. My friend Russell is on his way to drop off an all-tech CPU that I lent him, so this will be a quick update. I just wanted to point out the progress. I installed this switch here. I haven't tested it yet, but what I did notice is it doesn't quite press in below the surface of the opening there, so it should be fine. I don't think the ball is jumping over it. What I have not done is tested the switch yet. Diagnostic switch test. Okay, let's see. Yay, it works. Sweet. Okay, that's good. And the ball's not like catching any air going over it, so I think it'll be fine. Okay. What else I have done is installed the pop bumper caps, and I forgot I hadn't put LEDs in there yet, so I installed some red LEDs in there, and they look good. Installed the corner plastic. I installed this one-way gate, the 4 lane guides, and I've changed every rubber on the playfield, including the, 11 of the 7/16 post rubbers throughout the playfield. So yeah, here is kind of a look at the GI and the inserts all in the same shot. I'm not sure I've done that yet. Maybe I have. Fully illuminated. Oh, and I also installed the 4 top side flasher bulbs. There's one there, one back there, one up in this corner, and one here, one under each ramp. And they are all tested and working. I'm not going with LEDs because they are too bright. My lightning bolt target needs to go right a little bit. Okay, that's a little more symmetrical. Oh yeah, so I clear coated over the touched up areas. You can't really see, but it is a little glossier than the Playfield finish. The reason is I have a matte finish and then I have a high gloss finish. What I need is something in between so I can kind of match the clear coat sheen to the Playfield, because not all Playfield sheens are the same. And there's the old switch, and yeah, so that obviously worked out okay. That I'll just keep because the switch body is perfectly fine and the diode is actually perfectly fine. I'll just pop off these rings off the switch and I can totally reuse this micro switch. It's a DB3. It's very common use in pinball machines. Maybe if I do this and then this, boom, I just learned how to focus for the first time. Cool, look at that. So the standard setting for the camera is just sort of zoomed in so much that I like to zoom out, but it doesn't like to focus so much. Anyway, what else have I done? I better go head upstairs. Russell's going to be here shortly, but did I show you that I put on the apron? And yeah, I don't think I showed you that. And then of course the welded shooter housing on the top there. Hey, what does this say? C5 Grinder Dash Pro. I wonder if Grinder was the nickname for this machine in development, because Stern always has a nickname for their machines. I hear footsteps. Is that Jamie coming to tell me Russell's here? Okay, this is coming along. I'm going to populate as much of the playfield as I can before I get stuck on the ramps. Alright. Okay, I haven't done a whole lot yet, but I just wanted to give you an example of the filth of the machine. So there is kind of what the clear lane guides look like, right? And then the bottom of the plastic, or underneath, And this is the difference between the before and after. Oh, I gotta sneeze again. Ruh-roh. Okay, sorry about that. But, so, you know, definitely seen some plays, eh? And also, my buddy Greg Benz just messaged me to let me know that he just posted his nice high-end Monster Bash for sale. So if you happen to be looking for a nice high-end Monster Bash, check out Pinball Revolution forum and look under the What's for Sale tab, and you will see it. It is beautiful. It's got a new cabinet, color DMD, all kinds of good stuff. Upgraded sound. I am tempted to buy the damn thing myself. But yeah, so if you're in Ontario, I'm sure arrangements could be made. I'm not sure if he wants to ship. But here is the my rubber situation. That's used emergency rubbers. There's my new black rubbers. This is my new white rubbers. There's my LEDs, of course. This bag is of old school rubbers that I just can't bring myself to throw out. And on some EMs, I'll use them. But they're perfectly good. And look at these. Those are the 4.5 inch. They've got some good awkward sizes in there. More miscellaneous black rubbers. And then flipper rubbers. Yes, that's how many flipper rubbers I've accumulated. I've got some of the new flipper rubbers. And then the old style flipper rubbers, which are better rubber, I find. I think that's the new style. That's the old style. See how they're darker a little bit? It even says right on there, old stock. That is when I bought out my friend's parts when he sold off all of his entire collection, which was very sad for the London, Ontario Pinball League, but shit happens. Okay, that is the shenanigans I've been up to. I'm going to continue populating the playfield. Let's see, is this plastic broken? Or is it this plastic that was broken? Yeah, so I might be making a new one of these, or a plastic protector anyway. I don't know, we'll see. It's just the edge. So I might have to address that. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep plugging away and I'll report back. Okay, plugging away, and what I've got is flipper rubbers. Oh, I rubbered the whole game, of course, but I've got my slingshots plastics installed, my lane guide plastics installed, and all the rubbers I went with black, like I mentioned in the previous video, except for the slingshot rubbers. I went with translucent so that they will glow in the light, basically. I love my translucent slingshot rubbers. I use them often. And so here's some more rubbers here. I installed this plastic, corner plastic, one-way gate, pop bumpers. I think we already talked about that. So I'm making some progress. Now what I'm dealing with is, where did I put that? Over here. Okay, so I've got a broken plastic, and basically the lightning bolt, you know what, let's go get that, and then I'll let's see, I'll just use this one as an example. This is my broken lightning bolt. Is what gets screwed into this, but on the other side, like so, okay? So you can kind of see a lot of weight on a little thin area beside another hole, why that would break. So what my plan is to get a piece of Lexan, like so. Doesn't need to be fancy. And trace that out with my Sharpie. I think I might have just Sharpied my face, pulling it off, the lid off with my teeth. But I could go like something like this. That nice straight line. I'm going to cut that out on my scroll saw. And then I'm going to attach it to the bottom. Actually, I'm going to glue it to the bottom, I think. Then I'm going to glue this piece back in. Then we'll have a nice reinforced plastic, and then I'll drill a hole in there, and then I'll be able to screw this back in, the lightning bolt, and everybody should be happy for eternity. So that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, I'm coming. Got my piece of Lexan 16th inch and my safety goggles. Here's my scroll saw, and let's give her a heck. Gotta adjust this down a little bit. Okay. Alright, well, hopefully that works. Let's take a closer look. Alright, check this out. So, this is just a dry fit. I've drilled the 2 holes. One for the post, which snapped in there perfectly, and one for the lightning bolt. Like so. Okay, then I would glue this all together and glue the, like I said, that little small piece will glued on here. But the main issue I gotta test is, since it's wider, I know this was tight in the machine, so it may actually interfere with the side rail, this metal rail right there. So I'm not sure yet. Let's find out. The only way I'm really gonna probably find out is to screw it in all the way and see if it goes down. But you see what I mean? Like, just gotta make sure that's out of the way. And not interfering with the ramp either. I'm gonna have to dry fit the ramp in there just to make sure as well. But that is kind of the concept of how to resolve that issue. So I'll figure this out, and then I'll let you know how it ends up. Alright, here is what I have done. I actually trimmed down the plastic because I was afraid it was going to interfere. Voila. Can you see that? It's not exactly the smoothest edge on the one side because you can't run that small of a piece through the scroll saw, so I dremeled it and then I filed it. And dremeling is not really dremeling, it's like melting the plastic, so it was really horrible of a cut. But this solves my problem of broken plastic and needing reinforcement to install my AC/DC lightning bolt. So I believe that's going to fit, and I am content with that. So just going to let this crazy glue dry. That is locked on. That ain't going anywhere once that dries. And if I find any remaining fitment issues, I can still file away at the Lexan if needed. And I may still do that once it dries, just to straighten out a little bit, because it's, you know, doubt anyone would ever see that, but I see it, and just a little rugged, so I might just smooth it out a little. But, oh, did I mention? Yeah, I think I forgot to mention. I gotta put my crazy glue away before it dries out on me. You know what? This may have been the only time I've used crazy glue without getting some on me. I'm proud of myself. There we go. That's just stuff I get at the dollar store. It's crazy glue gel. I like the gel more than the liquid because it's thicker and works great. But I also have liquid if needed too. So handy to have both. So the other thing I forgot to show was I used the goodie bag, which had new slingshot plastics in it, to replace this broken plastic. And you can see why it broke, because it's so thin right there. Yeah, so that is get a brand new one. Even though it had a washer underneath it, it still broke. These are the factory washers, one on each corner. And now that should be good. And I think that was the only, that plastic and this plastic that goes here, I think those were the only two broken plastics. So that is resolved. So I'm probably just gonna wrap up this video because it's getting near time to go up and chill and have some munchies and watch some, find some junk TV, maybe old episodes of Big Brother or something. Jamie's got me into Big Brother now. So, cool. Thanks for watching, boys and girls, fellow shenaniganders. Looking forward to my swinging bell mod, which I just got a tracking number and is going to arrive tomorrow, so stay tuned for that.